Ready to roll. Let's do this. Let's go check out a roof. Alvin, you better be a good boy. I'm going on the roof. I'm going on the roof like this.
We're gonna do some chimney inspection.
I'll call you when I'm headed up to Concord. Okay. Oh, ow! Ow! Okay. All right. Oh, I fucking locked myself out too.
You are me. I used to do the same fucking thing.
I'm going to inspect some chimneys.
Oh my god.
We got the. I'll see you later. Speaking of real estate, they were selling a duplex. It wasn't for like me, but they thought of me, and they called. And one of my friends, he needed a place, and it worked out, and we put the deal together. And then fast forward, I ended up moving into a unit next to them, obviously right there at the office. I think that's like the power of it all, is the relationship side. I think that's like that really is everything, the relationships. Ron! Hey! There you go. Everyone! The regular roof right now, we'll go to that. See a roof job going on, see the crew, check in on them. We'll go check in on the tabs on Concord, where we're at with that flip. Then we can check in on Oakwood, the progress. We're wrapping up now. And then we'll...
The inside of Oakwood looks great, huh?
Yeah, it's getting there. Just about done. We can go over kind of some of the structure of that deal if you want. The what's going on with it now, where we're at. How it's been an absolute just... not nightmare, but a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Candy, please.
I'm not the candy man, I'm Santa. It looks good. So this roof took care of the regular roof. Obviously you can see the guys are finishing up. Then this rubber roof, we're gonna change it. We're gonna do one whole sheet. See, they did the seams. They have leaking going on all along here into the home. This addition actually settled and kind of moved a little over time. So it's sagging, but there's not much you can do with the settling and shifting of that, but we're gonna take care of the roof portion. I don't know, a long time ago, I think we used to talk about Atlas was who I was partnered with, but I've since now partnered with Certainty, and that's been great. Certainty's awesome. Can I fit? We do Cali cuts over here on the East Coast. That's a Cali cut, as they call it. You have the weave, where they'll feather in together, and they'll end up kind of just bending, and they're just weave throughout. Or you have what you call the Cali cut right there, where it's then going tucked under, overlay, put the line through it, snap it, and cut your line. That's a nice straight cut. Your drip edge, then they have the starter underneath, running. Now obviously right here, he's got to line it all up as he's feathering it in to taper into the Cali cut. But then you have your 6 feet of ice and water. So right here, it's meeting a valley. So then it goes up the valley as well, all underneath right there. Then you have your synthetic underlayment, which is like your Tyvek wrap. That transitions and carries all the way up to the peak. Then from there, you're running your starter strip all along here. Then you're going and running your shingle all the way to, at which point then at the top where you see these bundles, you'll have your ridge vent, which then is going to go, and you'll put the ridge vent system, which lets your soffits at the bottom pull in air, exhaust to the top, and then you put your capsule on the top. So that's your full roofing system in effect. And from the back, you can actually see it pretty well. Here's Carlos putting in these starters that we talked about. You see he shoots it, he's lining it all up. And we do a 6-nail too. So on every single shingle when we come across, we do a 6-nail, 4-nail, some guys do. We're not sparing any expense. We hurricane nail it, as they call it. So we tie in 6, and you can just see as you go along how straight they are. Now when he's running it, right, there's the drip, the starter, now underneath it as well, your ice and water, your synthetic underlayment. It's a full system. It can breathe. If any condensation, water gets underneath the shingle, it runs down. You roll it out from the bottom to the top. So everything's overlapping. Look at it, overlapping. So anything comes this way, it's running. And then in theory, the roof, as it continues to bond and cure, a roofing system takes a bit to cure. Under here, there's you can feel it. That'll get to a glue-like. It ties in, it won't move. Now the shingles are all one full shell. And you see how he does the different shots? That's how you know a guy who knows what they're doing to what they don't. Watch where he'll shoot these. And then you see also following along the line, that's where you know your guys know they have to shoot in between there. Carlos flies, and obviously you're like, oh, he's not doing 6. Yeah, because look at what he's gonna cut. Hits it there, so you can see when you're cutting, you're not using up a full shingle. So you don't need to do all your 6, he's doing 4, but he's still hitting normally 5 on that. On his full pieces, you'll see coming up, he'll run it. This roof took a day, in and out. New boot pipes. Look at that lead. All that lead will be put around. You can also see we tie in ice and water, and then he cuts in to the mortar and ties in that lead. You can even see it on the sun-facing side up by Wilson's shoe. You can see where it's tied into the chimney. You see it going in? And then yeah, Carlos, I'll see ya.
Okay.
You want coffee?
Thank you.
All right. Wilson, Juan, I'll see you.
Bye.
Alfredo. Lewis,
Yeah, okay, come on.
we'll see ya.
Yeah.
And then this right here, actually, we were looking at, obviously this looks like your normal ladder. It's not. What you can see if you look down, that actually shoots up all your bundles so that the guys aren't breaking their back when they're roofing. And something like this small one, you just do ice and water on it, the whole thing, because there's no ventilation. It's in the garage. Tape it off, and you're good. Yeah, so we got all the electrical done, the sheetrock, obviously, the first 2 coats. They'll do the 3rd and final. This is where they're gonna build that bench. When they start making their way down here to start flooring this unit, you'll see when we go upstairs, you know, all the windows, the trim outs are all in now. They gotta trim this out still. You know, like this is the thing about this setup. It's cool, it's unique like you said, but I also think like, it has to fit something. Like this will probably become an office, right? Like a little front office area. And then there's just certain things like this door, the city wouldn't let us move, but like I wish we could have moved it because like what is that? Like that's your staircase going up. It's just odd, but like this room is sweet. Like, but you see how funky all those tie-ins get? Like it's just a little fun, but it's nice that it's high ceilings, so I get that. And then like you can just see though, knowing what I know now when I've gone through enough of these, like when you see things like that, the electrician holes, like your first thing, like how the fuck did he miss that? And you want to scream, but no, what happens is like the sheetrocker actually goes in, hangs everything, didn't maybe mark his spots on where his rough-ins were, so now he has to just poke through and hope that he's like, okay, this seems pretty center, this is where I'm gonna be, and the light will actually, you know, the can will hide the poke hole even if it's a little off, and it's like, well now he's wrong, now you're gonna be like, oh, fucking mad at the electrician. No, that's not his fault. Like, you can just see how like you need to make sure you've got your ducks in a row when it comes to these, and then like, when you're flying off the hip, like, same thing, like the mudder should have had this covered. Like, why are you mudding and not covering up a cabinet that's here? And why, again, like this house we walked into, some of this stuff was already in there, like this cabinet. So you can just see though, like when you're going through it all, how homeowners, you know, they walk into nightmares when you don't have the right general contractor who's, you know, maybe bringing in subs, who doesn't have his own guys, doesn't have things lined up well. You can see how one thing can lead to a next, where it's like, wow, this project that I was so excited to have done in my kitchen has turned into a bombshell. And oh, and by the way, I'm on the hook for so much money on this. And it's like, you see how it's a very daunting process. So it's like, when I see it on my own flips, when like guys screw up this and that, like I've learned, because I go through it enough, that I'm like, Jesus, like, come on guys, like, let's fix this and that. And it's not that big of a deal. But when a homeowner is getting a kitchen done, how many times have they got a kitchen done? Once maybe? Yeah. Maybe they've ever had it, maybe it's their first remodel. So they see the things and they panic, and it can ruin their experience. Doesn't mean there wasn't good intention behind it, but that's why giving your customer the best satisfaction is huge for me. And that's also why though I got out of interior, because a kitchen, bathroom, flooring's easy, all that stuff, like no, we are fully capable of doing it all and all that stuff. One, it's super time consuming, and for scaling a business, finish guys are hard to find in my opinion, good finish guys. Yeah, you can see how kitchens now, people pay 50, 60, 100 grand on a kitchen, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I know what it costs to get them done, and they are expensive, but like, I don't want to be that one-off luxury kitchen for you, and if I do it, it's because I just like really like the homeowner or client, because I know they'll work with me on things, like, but I wanted to get out of that because I was like, I can't scale this business. Exterior, I can crank through roof siding, windows, doors. You can go a lot faster on the job while still maintaining the quality, and then scaling your crews. So that's like my whole reason why I kind of got out of the interior, except for doing it on myself, because like I look at this and I don't get nervous. I'm like, Yeah, and I know what we need done, but like, I couldn't leave a homeowner's house like this for 8 months. Like, imagine that, I'd be in jail probably.
Like the light oak.
Oh yeah, oh see?
Dude, that's like super in right now.
Yeah, and it's a change off from the beaten path of the neutral gray. I'm like, we did neutral walls.
Yeah.
Switch it up on the floor now. We don't have to go all neutral. I'm like, this is gonna be much more of a comeback. I'm like, that whole modern farm look, like obviously is popular, but I think a lot of people are going to the neutral grays. I think that's making a comeback.
Dude, yeah, like the fucking light oak Scandinavian style, like people
Yeah,
love
and we
it.
got this at a good buyout price, so I was like, right, we've lost on some time, so not trying to recoup things, but trying to maybe minimize the just dent we're taking. I'm like,
Yeah.
they had a blowout on these. They were trying to get them off the floor. I was like, get them off the floor. We'll take them all. And I like the color. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Another day. We got to go to 2 other job sites. All right, good seeing you. So the neighbors right there, the ones that are saying hi, they actually ended up reaching out. So this is the flip sucked, but some of the things that the perks of it, he actually ended up calling me. I ended up selling his other house in Chester for him. And then we actually ended up doing that roof in Chester too. The one that, did you go on, you shot that roof in Chichester?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah.
Before? Yeah.
We went and shot that one. That's his house, he sold it. They're the neighbors. Then my painter got called in. They asked for a painter. I gave him my painter to go do their deck. And then, all because I was, look at that. We were gonna do a single family flip. That was the game plan when we talked about it. The plans are to convert it to a duplex. And to go over this plan, let's just kind of run through what's gonna happen. So, flash forward, we went through it all. Obviously the purchase price, all that, numbers were working. Started looking it up. It's actually zoned a 2-unit. So it made sense for the purchase price I had, I converted to a 2-unit. Now, in terms of that, there's a lot of things that came up though on this property that we need to address. So, for instance, this whole layout is just a bit different, and to make it a functioning 2-unit, the size, right? Like this wall over here has a foundation. So like this living space, you know, comes out another 10, 15 feet off the side of the house where it's like, okay, so if we were to actually be able to carry this wall line all the way down and back, you're gaining a lot more living space here. And then 2, you're creating a gable roof, and then your load bearing points, if you just carry a foundation all the way out and over, you don't have to, with the city, do, you know, we're gonna carry this weight distribution, this and that with the jerry rig design, the L that it's in, not jerry rig, but just the L design it had. So now what we're gonna do, spend a little more money. What I'm gonna do, spend a little more money. This whole area, this room is gonna be torn down, right? That foundation, we're gonna have to put a frost wall in though, all the way down, right? And carry it over to right where you see these columns carrying the weight of the end, boom. Straight back. Now look at this when you're standing from over here. Look at all the extra space we're gonna have. We're gonna have a roof. The building's gonna come out to here now, carry straight up 2 floors, all the way over, and then when you carry it down there, and then it's gonna be a true gable, and we'll put the designs that we have that I sent you. But then that's gonna make it so we're gaining a lot more square footage and space. Each level now has over 1,000 square feet, and that's a good size. So, you know, over 2,000 square feet total. So that frost wall, like I said, that's squared off, comes all the way down, ties in here. Now we don't have to explain to the city either what the hell we're doing with this and this LVLs and, you know, the carrying, the load walls. This is just gonna become irrelevant. This is some dickhead shattered my window. That's nice. But this is just irrelevant now. Now for structural purposes, if you remove it, the city, this and that. So you'll see what we'll do is that'll just be a deck over this area, and this is gonna carry down to a wall. Leave it, once it's done, then I can maybe remove it afterwards, whatever, but just put a deck over and that's your other egress. Look at it now. You even remember what it looked like?
Yeah. Okay, kitchen is right here.
So, yeah, so like I said, so now, that frost wall, this is gonna become all livable space. This is gonna be your first floor. This wall is gonna be gone. LVL across here. Now you have a full open concept. You can touch it, it's just regular. The full open concept living plan. There'll be an island here for the kitchen. You know, you'll have along there will be your, you know, exterior wall. Now this is gone, pull this out. So your island will probably be actually right here. Then you'll have livable space. Then what we're gonna do, pull up all the piping, you'll have 2 bathrooms. You'll have a full bathroom here, another bathroom here. So there's a wall dividing it too. So on the first floor, you have a full bath, then another 3/4 with a washer dryer. And then what's gonna happen is now, ta-da, this wall actually can basically be a barrier. We're then going to furrow, obviously, so we have to furrow all these walls now to make them up to code with, you know, the ICC, I think is what it's called, the standard for just 6 inches now for the energy efficiency of the house. But this is a bedroom now, so you have 1 bedroom, then you're gonna come on over, hang out. No more chimney, right? So this will all get taken out. This stack pipe's gonna be gone because it's gonna be all new plumbing. Blown out, open area. This will be your living room now, so it's all inviting into this whole area. You gotta keep the stairwell. And then this is another bedroom. So pretty sweet though. And then obviously we're gonna mock the same layout. And now when you go upstairs, you'll see, so like the staircase, same thing, that doorway, we'll move over. But that'll be 1 point of egress. And then for both floors, second egress is that side door for the first floor. Now upstairs, obviously now look at it though, it's all gonna get taken out. Crazy. So, but this whole thing's gonna get cut out. So they'll just cut it, kick them over. Now though, right, we're gonna have true ceiling height in the whole place. Come on over, everything up until, so all over here, all new space, and it's gonna be wider now over here because it's gonna be the same width as that far room on the right. 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 I don't need the cops calling on me. So picture this right here. Look at how big this floor plan is gonna be. All this over here, that's gonna carry all the way down now the entire length. So this is gonna be a huge second floor. Mocks the same thing as the first floor. And then everything's gonna be stacked. Bathrooms over there, kitchen over there, bedroom here. This is gonna be your living room area. Then another bedroom back there, kitchen area, bathrooms, all stacked. And then we rent it out. Look at all the dust. Get me out of here. What's nice about this property too with the rental is everything else is a duplex around here, and the hospital is maybe what, here, a half a mile down the road.
Yeah.
And then the main street to Concord's all right over there. This is the older Victorian area, I think as they call it. And it's a super nice area and location wise. So that's just what we're gonna do. It's gonna be perfect, it's gonna work. It's gonna be an efficient home because it's basically brand new. Yeah, I'm excited. All right, now I gotta get down. So now look at the office though. So this will be for our new hire. She starts in. TV will change obviously with the tree and stuff in here now. We got some things moved around, but you know, kind of a showroom, the shingles, the stuff about Certainty who we're partnering with, Harvey Windows. There's siding samples as well. Then the whole kitchen now is, you know, done up. They all came to the fridge. Then we have a full bathroom now. This is sweet in here. That looks great. Don't know what all that is. My office though is now completely done. If you go in, you'll see, you know, we put the board up, followed by coming over here. This full area, Albin's area, the conference room for the guys. Go over everything. So that's the office now.
I used to turn up off a package. You might have thought that I had helpers the way I would rap. I used to flip money and stack it, but now that we having our way, time to show 'em we have. No reach for this chain, never lacking. You know I got goons in the